These are some things that I like this week. New Lions head coach Dan Campbell. I love this guy. Not only does he look like he can get you a great deal on a Dodge Ram, but he also looks like the pastor at a mega church. But listening to him talk, you quickly learn that he is nothing like the pastor at a mega church because he will kill you.
We're going to kick you in the teeth, all right? And when you punch us back, we're going to smile at you. And when you knock us down, we're going to get up. And on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off, all right? And we're going to stand up. And then it's going to take 2 more shots to knock us down, all right? And on the way up, we're going to take your other kneecap, and we're going to get up. And then it's going to take 3 shots to get us down. And when we do, we're going to take another hunk out of you. Before long, we're going to be the last one standing.
Easy, Hannibal Lecter. I feel like you don't openly talk about biting someone's kneecap off unless at one point you have bitten someone's kneecap off. Like, it's a little too specific. A lot of people think this makes him sound like a football guy. To me, it makes him sound like Jeffrey Dahmer. I mean, between Dan Campbell and Armie Hammer, this has been a big week for cannibalism. Is cannibalism back? The question needs to be asked. More like the Danner Party. More like Dan Cannibal. But this isn't Dan Campbell's first coaching gig. He took over as the interim head coach of the Miami Dolphins when Joe Philbin was fired back in 2015.
Because you can't just go through the motions on Wednesday, Thursday, even Friday, and then you're just going to turn it on Sunday. It doesn't work that way. It just doesn't. You want to get the most out of them, you have to challenge them. They have to be challenged. That goes from the best player we have on this team to the one that's not the best.
You know, something about that clip didn't sound right.
You want to get the most out of them, you have to challenge them. They have to be challenged. That goes from the best player we have on this team to the one that's not the best.
Okay, all right, that's much better. That guy looks like he lives with a Metallica soundtrack in the background. Look at that guy. Look at this dude's build. He must have the same tailor as Mike McCarthy because that suit is not doing him any favors. It's not doing him justice. My man needs to let those pythons out of the cage. Show off that barbed wire tattoo that I'm sure you have. You know, Bo Schembechler used to say, the team, the team, the team. Well, Dan Campbell probably says creatine, creatine, creatine. I mean, this guy looks like he listens to System of a Down to relax. System of a Down is his Enya. Shortly after Dan Campbell was named the Dolphins interim back in 2015, Colin Cowherd had a take that was basically like, if you look like you could suit up with your players, you're probably not going to be a good head coach.
Anybody that still looks like a player has never worked in this league. You know who looked like players? Mike Singletary, Art Shell, and Mike Tice. They bombed. You know who didn't bomb? Vince Lombardi, Paul Brown, Landry, Jimmy Johnson. Name a single coach who was a tough guy, like looked like a player.
I mean, Cowherd's not wrong. I mean, in fact, I actually kind of like the take. I also feel like the tide on that take nowadays is starting to shift a little bit. Like, it's dying down. I mean, just look at Andy Reid. I'd kill to have that guy on my offensive line. Sean McVay's been a great coach, and he looks like he can still play. In Pop Warner. And then there's Mike Vrabel, who's been a great head coach. He looks like he can still play, and sometimes he does. Now, I'm not sure if Dan is willing to chop off his penis for a Super Bowl, but we'll see. But he is willing to bite people's kneecaps off. Plus, it's not like hiring guys who look like they can't play has worked for Detroit in the past, so might as well try this one out. Personally, I'm going to say that the Dan Campbell hiring is going to be a success, mainly because I don't want to say otherwise and have Dan stuff me into a locker or eat my kneecaps. But I think we can all agree that the best part about Dan Campbell is the fact that he doesn't have a pencil behind his ear.